Good afternoon, Houston. This is attorney Anthony Push from the Push & Win Law Firm, wishing you all a safe drive home. But in the event you do get involved in an accident, you know who to call. 833-PUSH-WIN. We push, you win.
Listen to this text.
Low.
Because-
Regifting your anniversary gift.
Yeah, there's a couple about that. Derek is a cheap B, regifting his wife's gift to the mistress. Another person said, see that quote, oh, I wish I could find a man like your husband narrative? That's how my 20-plus year friendship ended with somebody who I thought was my best friend. She caused so many issues within my marriage by telling my husband that I was secretly cheating on him in her attempt to, quote, win him over. At the same time, she was trying to tell me to just let him work through his suspicions. Spoiler, this wasn't the first time she did this to me, just the first time it was an outright lie.
Oh, man.
And then, you know, I have a story that in my personal world this happened, but it's not my story to tell. But that's why I have such a disdain for this,
Well, you can't
narrative.
you can't just drop that on us and not say anything.
Well, it's not my story to tell. It didn't happen to me, but it's somebody very close to me, and it's not my story to tell. And I don't want anybody that's connected to those people to hear me saying it. I just know that that's why, God, it's just so ridiculous how stupid people think you are when they want to go behind your back for stuff. And it destroyed so many circles of friendships in my world when these two people did this.
Do women look for cracks in a marriage and say,
I don't think
Make
they look
my
for
move.
cracks. I think like that texter says, it was her friend of 20 plus years who always like fawned over the husband. Like, he's just the best. Well, you're saying like, let's go out and have a group dinner guy, right? Or you're just saying, let's go out and have group dinner girl. You're not seeing the everyday. We say this with every single relationship. Every single one of us has been in the, elixir of the love chemistry when you first meet somebody. And then when ish gets real, it's not always so exciting anymore, but do you want to choose to do a life with this person or not? So if people have mistresses and misters, like, you're all like secretive and it's all hot. And then, your wife or your husband leaves you, and now the secretive hot is your everyday. And you're like, oh, that's not exciting.
Roula, this reminds me of the show I'm watching on Netflix called Love and Death. I don't know if you've heard of the case of Candy Montgomery.
No.
But basically, she had an affair with her friend's husband. And then the husband's, her friend found out and tried to kill her with an axe.
Oh my God.
In self-defense.
Is it true story?
It's a true story.
Oh, good
And in
God.
self-defense, she takes the axe from her and ends up killing the friend.
And so is she in jail?
This
Yes.
is a documentary, right?
They
axed
have a
her back?
document-
Yeah.
she axed her back.
What's the name of it again,
It's
Ramad?
called Love and Death on
Netflix.
HBO Max.
Oh, HBO Max.
Yeah,
okay.
And then they also have a Hulu version.
Wow.
Did she go to jail or what happened to her?
I believe she went to jail for a little bit.
You
but
can
then
take an
she
axe
got
and maybe
out,
defend yourself, but if you keep chopping.
and she got out. But and that's the thing. She was very excessive with the chopping. Like it
Well,
wasn't
maybe because
just
it was a crime of passion.
like, it wasn't just like get off of me.
was like 20
she,
times.
It was
She's like went
a
back
limb.
at her
It's
and
a limb was
eliminated
coming
her.
off.
Like
Yeah.
I think like one swing should do it with an axe.
Right,
If you hit him with
exactly.
40 axe.
And you got the weapon.
Yeah.
Well, I would say one or like max 3, maybe, if the person's like adrenaline of
No.
anger is coming back at you. If they keep swinging, but like 27.
That's if they keep fighting, you don't know
If they
what's
keep
happening.
fighting, you don't know how many swings you got to go with them.
No, in this case, we're talking limbs almost coming off.
Oh,
Sorry.
There it goes, my breakfast
right
taco with
now.
salsa on it.
No, I wanted to ask you guys, has anybody on this show ever regifted something? Like, maybe the relationship broke up and you had something and you regifted it. Because to me, that is just like
What
not
about,
cool. That's
okay,
bad karma.
What if you got something a couple months ago, maybe for a birthday, and then you want to put it into a white elephant type of situation where you group a couple gifts together, put it in the mix, and it becomes
Well, that's
a white
just general
elephant.
regifting. I'm talking about like in a
What about a car?
relationship.
What if you say you leased a car for them and it's under your name, so you get the car back, and then you date someone and they need a car, you give it to them.
Well, that's not the same. That's
different.
not
That's
an
like
intimate.
way higher level
Yeah.
kind
I don't
of
have
gifts.
a car than a
That means you're just a baller sugar daddy.
Yeah, you're like, oh, here's the car. A lot of people are texting us. This is exactly why people got so hyped up over that whole Sandoval scandal. The Tom Sandoval with the Housewives.
Yes, yeah.
With Raquel, Rachel.
Yeah, the Vanderpump.
The Vanderpump
thing.
Rules stuff.
I'm wondering how much of that is like staged.
Did he already have does he always have a mustache?
No, he grew that in the later season.
I've never even seen him. I've just heard people talking so much crap about
I never
him.
liked the guy. Like, I used to have to watch Vanderpump with my ex, and it's just like, oh God, they're all douchebags, all of them.
And Ahmad, people are saying that Jessica Biel played this girl on the Hulu version.
Yes, and
Candy.
I was wrong. She did get off on self-defense.
Did she really?
Yes, and now she's like a family therapist with her daughter.
Because people on text are saying it was 40 whacks.
That's Lizzie Borden. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she'd done, she gave her father 41.
Oh, God. I didn't know that.
Wait, so it's a nursery rhyme? It's not a real story?
No,
Lizzie Borden is a real story. It's a real story. It's like 100 years ago, but yeah, it's
Isn't
a real
it
story.
milk?
It happened
Milk?
in the 80s.
Is he Borden or something?
No, you're thinking
Borden
of Borden's
is a milk brand, yes. that has nothing to do with the
Lizzie
murder.
Borden's
Milk
milk.
company or
Axe murder.
I thought it was a milk company or something.
So if you're
family
just
from.
tuning in, we're talking about the
That's not their mascot.
The Max Show, Love and Death, the Hulu version Candy with Jessica Biel, and the whole story of Crimes of Passion.
Yes.
When your BFF starts going after your mate. And you just see red. Because when Clara Harris ran over her husband and his
She's
mistress,
out of jail. She
was
committed
Clara
murder.
Harris's friend the mistress, or this was just an unrelated person to Claire Harris? I don't remember
that.
who the mistress was. Was it his coworker? And Ryan, yes, you're saying she's out of jail, but you're not like I have a problem with that.
I have a problem with
I don't agree with what she did, but the woman
convicted
was
murderers.
given whatever the years were, and at the end of the time, you are allowed to leave the prison. This is the law, is it not?
Yeah, if you serve
If
your
I got
time.
5 years of prison time and I serve 5 years, should I have somebody saying she got out of prison?
That's why so many prisoners
well,
can't get
I got out
jobs.
of prison after 5 years.
I
they
think
gave
it's a little
me.
bit different with murder. For me, take a life, you lose your life. Like, I don't think murderers should be set free, like ever. Ever.
I don't
I
agree
mean, that was
with
a calculated
these
murder. She drove over him,
insane,
backed
like,
up, and
serial
drove over him
killers.
again.
Yeah, serial
Oh,
killers
gosh.
who just continue to kill, or people who go to jail saying, as soon as I get out, I'm doing it again.
Those people.
Like, those people just stay in jail forever. I'm not the
Then I
judge and
get it
jury
that
of
people
every
can
single
be
human, but I'm not okay with
rehabilitated.
murder in any case.
No, I mean, if you make a mistake when you're young and maybe you were just, you were in a bad set of circumstances and you screwed up and you did your time and you paid your debt to society, I'm all for that. I think that's fantastic. But I'm just saying, calculated murder, that shouldn't be. I'm sorry, you should be in jail for the rest of your
Was
life.
it calculated or was it just like it? Right
It was
then
a
at the
crime of passion for her. She ran
For Candy.
over.
Oh, okay.
She didn't just run over
Do you know
him
the story of
once.
Model Claire Harris?
I don't.
It's when our show first
in
started,
Seabrook.
because I remember it was a big deal. Like when the verdict came down, like everybody shut down. Like
Some
watch
years
this
ago.
verdict.
Okay.
Verdict. It was a woman named Clara Harris who was married to, I believe, was a dentist. Right? Eric was. He was a dentist. He was a doctor of some sort,
I have
or
to
a
look at it.
dentist.
It's been a while since I
And
read up on it.
you know, he was having an affair on her, and she hired a private investigator to follow him for the evidence. And the private investigator said they were at this hotel, and so she was so enraged, like, I cannot believe he's doing this to me. She got in her car with, I think, his daughter, her stepdaughter,
Yeah,
in the
the
car,
daughter's in the
a
car.
teenager, and she saw them. Upon seeing them leaving the hotel together, she just pressed the gas and just did donuts around, like,
Oh
on him.
my God.
You can see the video.
The video of him getting.
Yes, because the private investigator was filming it.
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
Look away, you'll see it here during
I mean,
the break.
it was such
Okay,
a
here
huge
it is.
story, Ahmad, that even Oprah did a jailhouse interview with Clara Harris.
What? Okay, yeah, that's big.
She was
Yeah.
convicted in 2003 for hitting and killing her husband, David Harris. And the daughter was in the car with her.
And you know what? That's another one of those. Houston has two. I'm surprised like Netflix or Hulu hasn't done a story about that. Maybe they have, and we just don't know.
One of those movie of
Because-
the weeks type crap.
Yeah, because remember the Pom Pom Mom, Holly Hunter played the Pom Pom Mom, Wanda Holloway, who in I think it was Texas City, her daughter was so competitive. Like Wanda Holloway wanted her daughter to be a cheerleader so bad and make that team that she concocted a plan to kill the mother of her daughter's rival, so that the girl is so distraught she can't make the team.
And Holly Hunter was a big actress at the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's called the Pom Pom Mom.
Huh.
And so, like, we've had some really interesting, like, true crime
Yeah.
made for TV movie
Kingwood
stories
Girls talked
around
about that
here.
a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the robbers, right? There are a bunch of.
What was that movie we talked about?
Sugar and Spice.
Yeah.
She
Sugar
goes
and
to
Spice?
jail and like gets
Loosely
advice
based on
from
that,
her
but that's-
mom.
Oh, it was loosely
Oh, really?
based.
And
Okay.
actually,
I mean,
Sam
there's
loves
not-
these kinds of true crime things. I'm surprised, Sam, you've not come across any of these things.
I am shocked too.
You
You
didn't know
watch
the
a
Claire
lot of
Harris
those
I
story?
know all that
shows.
stuff. No, I haven't heard about these, and
I stayed
don't
in that
understand
hotel.
How it didn't come up on my radar. I need to Netflix. You need
need
to
to look
up
for
your
this.
game.
Yeah.
You need to up it.
Yeah.
Just saying, closing thought.
He was a dentist, yes,
If
I'm friends
somebody killed one of your children or your mate, I bet you wouldn't ever want that person getting out of jail, would you?
Yeah, I would.
But, well-
come on out and I'll take care
so
of
you can finish them.
Why
Yeah.
would I? Why, I don't understand.
Because you know
Why do
what
I
you
want
end up
in jail
doing?
eating
Yeah.
meals and stuff.
Yeah.
I want you out here.
You
so
don't
I
want
can-
them breathing.
And
True
because
Crime Thursday.
it is True Crime Thursday. Because what you end up doing is living the rest of your life trying to keep them in jail, and it's exhausting. We've learned that from our friends at Crime Stoppers. Anyway, we should have our own Hulu special.
I know. Come on, step it up.
Houston real life stories.
What is that Houston one? They did the one with the killings.
The Killing
The Killing Fields.
Killing
Yeah,
Fields.
it's a little slow.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I tried watching it. I just lost interest. It was kind of. I mean, I'm
A lot
not
of
saying it's
people
not an interesting story, but the way they presented it was kind of drawn out.
Boring.
Yeah.
Let's go to Scoop coming up next, where can social media determine who performs at next year's Super Bowl? Is the power of social media such that the NFL will listen to you, Instagram? We'll find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
I had an important job, and it wasn't just a job, it was keeping my brothers and sisters safe. And coming back, it felt like kind of thrown away. If it hadn't been for Wounded Warrior Project, I honestly don't know if I would be here. It was like, I got my family back again. We all felt the connection, like that brother and sisterhood.
See how Wounded Warrior Project empowers women veterans like Donna by visiting woundedwarriorproject.org/empowerwomenvets.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Please welcome Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
104.1 KRBE.
Okay, don't forget 8:20 this morning, the summer of 2023, your first chance of the day to score something fabulous to make you a finalist for $10,000. And that something fabulous is a Father's Day package with tickets to see Dave Chappelle, axe throwing, and a $100 gift card to Lazy Dog. So
Nice.
let's get to this. Can the NFL change with the times? You know, the NFL has many, many, many layers to it. It's not just about a bunch of guys on a field playing football on Sundays. There are so many business layers to the NFL, and nothing is more clear to see the path of those layers than when your city hosts a Super Bowl, and you have to see what actually all goes into hosting the Super Bowl and getting the Super Bowl, and what the promises are to be able to host all those people and entertain all these people, and where we're going to put this and this and this and this. So Houston has done this twice now, and I feel like we are seasoned entertainers, like hosts.
We
We're
know how to
seasoned
do
hosts
this.
now.
We got it done right.
Well, the NFL listens to a lot of people in different ways, but can they let Instagram tell them what to do? Apparently, a bunch of Harry Styles fans thought it'd be a great idea to have Harry Styles be the next Super Bowl performer.
That's a great idea if it was soccer.
If it was soccer.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean,
I think he even
however,
who cares about American football.
what starts
Yeah,
small
true.
becomes big, as we know, when the flames get fanned of that fan fire. And now all the Harry Styles fans around the world are like, yes, Harry Styles. We want Harry Styles. Super Bowl halftime Harry. And then they're adding
Halftime Harry.
That's what I'm calling it.
Halftime Harry.
Halftime Harry. That's not their thing. I'll just hashtag halftime Harry. And then Miley Cyrus also, her name is being thrown in there that they should be the next performers. Now,
Sometimes-
that original tweet that started this whole thing has now accumulated over 2.7 million views
Already?
since being posted that Harry Styles should headline the Super Bowl next
Sometimes
year.
it confuses me, though. Like, who are they trying to appeal to? Because I've been to a lot of Super Bowl parties, and most of the dudes don't want to watch Harry Styles.
They're not appealing to dudes.
Yeah, exactly.
They're appealing
There's
to
a
people who
fellow on the
like
blouse
entertainment.
singing right now.
But they're looking for
Like
casuals. Because
casual
football
viewers.
fans are going to be watching the game no matter what.
Right.
Yes.
They're looking for you who does not really care for football, but you're interested in the entertainment of the halftime show.
Oh, it could
And you'll
make sense.
tune in for the halftime, but you don't care about who's winning the
I like when
game.
they put
Yeah.
like a group of people together and do medley, like they did the year with
Yeah.
Kid,
It was
Eminem,
Aerosmith.
like a few 2 years ago.
Mixed genres.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They had Dre and everybody. That was fun.
That was awesome.
Like I like when they bring people out. Like didn't Beyonce bring Bruno Mars out or something? Or something happened? Or Bruno Mars came out like two or three times.
Right, I feel like he was 3 years in a row. And then
brought
I
out
remember
the
the
Chili
Britney Spears,
Peppers?
NSYNC, Aerosmith, Kid Rock, Nelly. That was like all 5 of them with a halftime show.
Oh, wow.
That's,
That was a
that's
big
a little
one.
something for everybody.
Like when The Weeknd did his. It was during COVID though too, so it was hard to get a judge on that halftime show.
Oh, you think so?
Well, Rihanna didn't have anybody, and people really liked hers. Because you forget how many hits she had.
Loved it.
Yeah.
She had a
Loved
lot
it.
of hits.
She did.
You're like,
does have
oh,
a lot of
yeah.
hits.
And she didn't even cover them all.
I like surprises. I like when you bring somebody out.
Yeah.
That's when we found out she was
like,
pregnant.
oh crap! You
Right.
see just who came?
Maybe
out?
that's why I like wrestling. I love watching like WWE, AEW because they have surprises. Things happen.
It's such a big business. You know, when you're talking about the NFL and their worth, I just Googled it. According to Sportico, the entire value of the NFL franchises, $132 billion.
I would think it's even more than that.
Big business. This includes the real estate.
Especially for a sport that's only in America.
US?
United
Yeah,
States,
the rest of the world does not care about American football. They care about football.
Do you remember we brought that up?
Soccer to
You know
us.
why it's called football here in America? Because it's football. Soccer is football everywhere else.
Together, I don't know.
It's called football because the ball is 1 foot long.
Oh.
Well, we all learned something new today. That's going to be on Rapid Fire Quiz.
Better remember that, guys.
Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you
How long
what's
is a
going
football?
down
It's 1 foot.
Yeah.
each town.
It's 12 inches. That's why they call it football.
Huh.
That's the reason why we call it football here in America. Everywhere else in the world, football is soccer because you're kicking it with your foot. But
It's called like cowball. It's made of leather.
No, pigskin.
Or is it pigskin? Is it?
It's
Oh.
pigskin.
they call it the
isn't it?
pigskin.
Pig ball then.
They call it the pigskin.
Pig ball.
All right, heat advisory today. Humidity is going to be high, so it's going to feel like 105 to 110 degrees, especially from 1 to 5 in the afternoon. They're saying senior citizens, children 5 years and younger, and people with chronic illnesses need to stay indoors. All Houston libraries and multi-service centers are going to function as cooling centers during normal business hours, weekdays, and on Saturdays. Community centers operated by Houston Parks and Recreation will be open to the public after the conclusion of daily programming. Now, drivers are no longer going to need to get their vehicles inspected in Texas. Governor Abbott signed House Bill 3297 into law yesterday, or on Tuesday, actually, which will eliminate the annual car inspection requirement for most vehicles in the state. The law will go into place beginning in 2025 and will be replaced by an annual fee of $7.50, which is the same as the current inspection fee, but without the need to take your vehicle to a shop. So you no longer have to get your car inspected. Some people are saying it's kind of dangerous. You can have...
I like the convenience, but that's going to be a lot of crappy cars on the road.
Yeah.
Also, there's going to be a lot of cars with terrible emissions.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing that they check. So, you know, you get behind one of those cars that's smoking a little bit. We're about to be a couple more of those ones.
Exactly. All right, that's what's going down in H-Town.
I was going to read this text because people are still talking about this person. Unpopular opinion, Eric. This is what happens when you make the halftime show more important than the game. Just go watch a concert. I'd prefer to listen to the commentators talk about the game at halftime.
Ah, yeah.
Unpopular opinion guy says.
That's Tony Romo with his little pea stain.
Poor guy. That never, he's never going to live that down.
Coming up next, it's Father's Day this weekend. Don't forget your dads. What is the one gift your dad does not want you to purchase for him?
How about dads call up right now? Dads, call us. Tell us.
You have the floor, dads. We have a list here with the number one thing, and let's see if you match this or give us other ideas of what not to buy you. 713-390-5723 next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
You are getting sleepy. Your CPAP mask is clamped tightly to your face. You will not toss and turn through the whooshing. You will not throw the mask.
It's not working, Harold.
People who struggle with CPAP have partners who struggle too. Luckily, now there's Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
When I snap my fingers, you will remember to visit inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.